right. Let's switch around here. See if that's any better.
It is 7:17 on News to the Sports Desk now. Kyle Wiggs is in. Kyle, the dance card is full for next week's Girls State Tournament.
Indeed it is. The brackets are set, and you can see all the first round matchups, all the seedings at WVMetroNews.com. We have the AA Girls Regional Finals on Thursday night. Parkersburg South will go in as the top seed of the tournament at 22-0. Parkersburg Catholic a winner over Ritchie County 61-37. So Parkersburg Catholic the top seed in Class AA. St. Mary's headed back to state after beating Williamstown 40-24. Frankfort won on the road at Trinity 58-35. Buffalo won on the road at Ravenswood 51-42. Petersburg beats Braxton County 69-44. Wyoming East over Chapmanville 84-50. Summers County defeats Mingo Central 50-46. And Charleston Catholic making its second straight trip to the tournament after beating Roane County 37-33. Boys sectional play continuing this week around the state. You can see all results and the sectional schedule at WV Metro. The quarterfinal round saw number one ranked Glenville State beat Wheeling to 45. So Glenville 27-0 on to the semifinals to take on Notre Dame College. West Liberty beat Fairmont State 79-70. University 82-58. Those two winners square off in West Virginia State against Alderson Broaddus. University of Charleston. Mountaineers host Kansas 72-68. Morning news time 7:20.
Less.com. Two Harrison County individuals have been arrested after police allegedly found drugs during a traffic stop. 35-year-old Mark Reed Jr. and 35-year-old Amber Snyder, both of Bridgeport, are facing various charges. A traffic stop on Interstate 79 in Marion County resulted in two people being charged. Police allegedly found a large quantity of cocaine and marijuana in the vehicle during the stop near Whitehall. 41-year-old Harold Kelly of Logan and 30-year-old Amanda Sanchez of Cornelia, Georgia, have been charged with possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance and conspiracy to commit a felony. Some hospitals across the state could see an increase in reimbursement rates in a bill that has passed the state Senate.
The bill would increase what the state's health insurance program, PEIA, pays to the larger hospitals for state workers who receive inpatient care. The reimbursement for PEIA is currently 59% of the Medicare reimbursement rate. The bill takes that to 110%. PEIA would get the increased costs from its surplus fund. West Virginia Hospital Association President Jim Kaufman says this is a boost.
By increasing the reimbursement rates is a true help for the hospitals.
The bill also includes reimbursement increases for EMS. Senate Majority Leader Tom Takubo says Governor Jim Justice is on board with the bill.
He has committed that this is one important piece of this.
The measure now heads to the House. I'm Jeff Jenkins.
In the 1033 WKMZ newsroom, I'm Bill Kavensky.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the course keeps changing right before your eyes. And in order to maneuver it, you need an expert by your side. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PC and tech solutions you need to help you get out in front and stay ahead of the game. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters at this station.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
The future depends on teachers who are reinventing the classroom and starting their students on journeys that will change the course of history. Shape the future. Teach. Learn more and receive free support at teach.org.
Come to the forest. It's a place not so far away where you don't have to mow the lawn or babysit. Ask your parents to take you to where the other you lives. But first, stop by discovertheforest.org, brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Here's the AccuWeather forecast from 1033 WKMZ.
Mostly sunny today, high 51, low tonight 35. Partly sunny tomorrow, high 74, low tomorrow night 59. Chance of rain Sunday, high 71. That's the AccuWeather forecast on 1033 WKMZ.
everybody else in here. Have you ever cooked a pig or frying your meal? Yeah, me neither. But I'm told it all comes down to the ingredients. And when I need ingredients to improve my car, the place I go is eBay Motors. Whether you're roasting your life's transmission, grading your current floor mat, curate your side view mirror and lamppost, eBay Motors has the right parts at the right prices. 122 big enough. And by the way, if you recently fired up your grill, don't worry, eBay Motors has bills too. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Moments like making my kids my famous meatballs mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormone-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Morning news time is 7:26. I'm Chris Lawrence.
And I'm Kelly with a sec.
Tense moments today after a fire near Ukraine's largest nuclear power plant. Russian troops took control of that facility as the Russian advance continues.
Ukrainian President Zelensky accused Russia of wanting to create another Chernobyl by attacking Europe's largest nuclear power station. The Ukrainians said 3 servicemen were killed. The shelling and gunfire around the plant started a fire in a dormitory for workers. The International Atomic Energy Agency said the plant's 6 reactors were unaffected and no radioactive material was released. Zelensky said, "We have survived the night." But the recklessness of the attack raised questions of whether there are any limits to what Russia is willing to do here. Eric Kittersky, ABC News, Lviv.
New calls from Capitol Hill to hit Russia with even tougher sanctions as gas prices continue to climb higher and higher. States along the West Coast, as well as Hawaii, Alaska, and Illinois, now seeing the cost of gas average at least $4 per gallon. Los Angeles now averaging more than $5, while one gas station in Oregon is charging more than $6.20. In Georgia, prices are up 20 cents in the last week. One man was arrested, accused of drilling holes into cars to siphon gas. That's ABC's M. Wynn reporting.
Students and teachers from a Florida high school are speaking out after a viral moment with Governor Ron DeSantis on masks. The Republican governor was caught on mic telling a group of students who were standing behind the podium where he was set to speak at the University of Florida Wednesday to take their masks off and to stop with this COVID theater. Student Eric Marshall says it wasn't a big deal.
I was perfectly fine with taking it off. I felt like, yes, he was a bit of an abrupt ask, but he asked and I was fine with it, so I just took it off.
The students were all from Middletown High School in Hillsborough County, Florida, where the CDC says the spread of COVID is high and wearing masks indoors is recommended.
A soon-to-be member of the Trump family has been subpoenaed to testify before the House January 6th committee.
The subpoena claims the former president's future daughter-in-law, Kimberly Guilfoyle, met with Donald at the White House over the rally before the January 6th riot and helped organize and raise money for the event. The January 6th committee wants information on those interactions that they contributed to the attack on the U.S. Capitol. Investigators say Guilfoyle backed out of coming voluntarily. They now expect her to show up under subpoena.
That's ABC's Andy Field reporting.
So far, no deaths reported from a powerful blast in a Maryland apartment complex.
Security camera footage captured the explosion and the screams. A fiery blast that leveled almost an entire building at the Friendly Garden Apartments in Silver Spring, a suburb of Washington. 10 people injured, 3 seriously when the building erupted mid-morning, leaving several other residents unaccounted for. Montgomery County Fire Chief Scott Goldstein says there's a need for heavy machinery to conduct a full search. It's going to be a period of time before that machinery can be in place, and then have that operation start. 2 nearby buildings were also damaged and deemed uninhabitable. The cause is under investigation. Derek Dennis, ABC News.
President Joe Biden signed bipartisan legislation that prohibits the use of forced arbitration and sexual assault and harassment claims in the workplace. Vice President Kamala Harris spoke before the president signed the bill Thursday.
We are gathered to celebrate the passage of a law that will make our nation's workplaces more safe
this hour on the morning news.
Expect the new Batman movie. ABC's Jason Abrams in Limited Stars. Coming up.
We'll have that story, plus it might cost you a little more if you're going to see Batman this weekend. We'll tell you about that as well. It's all still ahead in our entertainment report at 7:55. Thanks, Gary. It's 7:30 now. Members from last night's West Virginia lottery. Cash 25 numbers were 6, 7, 9, 12, 14, and 22. The daily 4, 3, 6, 5, 5. And the daily 3 was 8, 2, 6. Morning news time is 7:30. This morning in Elkins clear at 18 degrees, in Petersburg clear at 20, Beckley cloudy 34, Morgantown clear at 19, Charleston cloudy at 30, and in Wheeling clear skies at 19 degrees to start the day. 7:30 on the morning news. Poppy's commentary is coming up next.
Your 103.3 WKMZ weather forecast is calling for partly cloudy skies today with a daytime high of 52 degrees. Tonight, cloudy skies and overnight low of 36. And for Saturday, cloudy skies early and partly cloudy in the afternoon for a daytime high of 74 degrees.
Out-of-state special interests are at it again, trying to tell West Virginians how to run our local schools. They're backing bills in Charleston that restrict what can be taught and who can teach it. Enough is enough. Our kids' education is too important to leave up to out-of-state special interests. Decisions in our West Virginia schools should be made by West Virginians. So tell your legislator to keep special interests out of the classroom by protecting an honest education for our kids. Paid for by the West Virginia AFL-CIO.
West Virginians are resilient. We are as strong as our mountains, and our future is limitless. It's a future we're building right now by investing in aviation education, by expanding military and civil aircraft support services to draw people and jobs to our state. And with our port of entry at West Virginia International Gator Airport, which welcomes people from around the world, we're building West Virginia's future right now. And it starts at home.
Pontoon boating is a great way to spend time with your family and friends. Blue Rebel Marine has just received a new shipment of boats. Availability will rapidly become limited due to lack of supply. So now is a great time to buy. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 8:30 to 5, Sunday 1 to 5. 418 First Avenue in St. Albans. Blue Rebel Marine Sales. We furnish family fun.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into. And that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need, 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE. Have you wanted to speak a new language, but thought it would be too difficult? Then try Babbel. Babbel starts by teaching you words and phrases that gradually get more complex. Soon, you're practicing short conversations. So in 15 minutes a day, you'll be speaking a new language in a few weeks. Babbel is built around real life. It teaches you practical conversations that you will actually use. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com today. That's BABBEL.com. Yo-ho's are out there. Scratches, dents, unexpected natural events. But with Mako and their magic, your car is no longer trapped. So when life throws you off roads, just say, better get Mako. And go to Mako.com to book your appointment today.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the whoops. Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
Know your buzz warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go.
their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. .35 on the morning news. Good morning, I'm Chris Lawrence on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia, and the voice of Metro News is Avi Kirchhoff.
Chris, the state senate has passed, and now the House of Delegates will consider a bill that, if approved, would dramatically expand the amount of recruiting among West Virginia high schools for talented athletes. Currently, student athletes can transfer to another school, but they lose a year of eligibility. There are exceptions, and I'll get to that in a minute. The Senate Bill 586 would allow a student to transfer one time during their 4 years of secondary school and retain their athletic eligibility. They wouldn't have to sit out a year. Senator Ryan Well of Republican Will County introduced the bill, arguing the motivation is more about academics than athletics. He says if a student wants to attend another school to take advantage of a particular academic program but also play sports, they should not be penalized by losing eligibility. However, many coaches and school officials are worried about the bill, that if it becomes law, that it would create the high school equivalent of college's transfer program. Secondary School Activities Commission rules prevent coaches from recruiting, but that does not mean it would not happen, and coaches would be tempted to skirt the rules. Parents, summer league coaches, or just friends can take advantage of this bill if it becomes law and entice athletes to move to another school. West Virginia Schools Athletic Coaches Association sent a letter to lawmakers opposing the bill. They said the change will prioritize athletics over academics and increase the likelihood of overzealous adults recruiting kids to play sports at a certain school. Now, it's not as though student athletes currently have no options. Students have a choice of the school they want to attend heading into their freshman year. Additionally, high school athletes who want to transfer and not losing the eligibility can apply for a waiver. The athletes can claim an undue hardship, but if the rule fails to accomplish its intended purpose, there's reasons to allow a transfer without losing that year. Last year, approximately 115 students applied for transfer waivers, and 70 were approved. Additionally, the SSAC is already considering a change in the transfer rule. The proposal, which is similar to the bill, will be taken up by the SSAC Board of Control next month. School principals who make up the board will hear arguments on the proposal and issue a decision. Hopefully both proposals, the one before the board, the one before the legislature, hopefully both will fail. The transfer portal at the collegiate level, well, that's one thing. These are young adults who are, in many cases, participating in a multi-billion-dollar enterprise. They are the labor that allows schools to generate huge revenues and pay coaches exorbitant salaries. These athletes also consider where they can get the best name, image, and likeness deal. Big-time college sports are now a version of professional sports. But high school athletes are among the last true amateurs. Their sports, while important to them and their school, are still secondary to academics. Opening secondary schools to the inevitability of athletic recruiting would change high school sports in our state in profound ways, and not for the better. Chris?
Thank you, Hobby, and Hobby will return this morning at 10:06 with Metro News Talk Line. 7:38 on the morning news to the sports desk now. Kyle Wiggs is in. Kyle, the Mountain East Conference basketball tournament has reached Friday. Championships this weekend. All on Metro News. Indeed, all on Metro News. And the men's quarterfinal round is today. The number 1 seed, West Liberty, taking on Wheeling. Number 2 seed, West Virginia State, will face Alderson Promise. University of Charleston against Concord, and Fairmont State against Notre Dame. Thursday in the women's quarters, number 1 ranked Glenville State is 27-0 after beating Wheeling 105-41. So Glenville State on the semis to take on Notre Dame. Those women's semis begin at noon tomorrow. University of Charleston will play West Liberty in the other women's semifinal round game. Both championship games are Sunday. On Saturday, Mountaineers wrap up their regular season round matchups and seedings at WVMetroNews.com. Penguins beat Tampa by a final of 5-1. On your baseball team in Minneapolis for a 3-game series this weekend against Minnesota today, Illinois Saturday, and Michigan State on Sunday. Morning news time, 7:40.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are
Oh, you're done? I thought that all rear ended it. Okay. I'm almost in Parkersburg. Okay. Go ahead and call your parts people. Call your parts supplier and see if they can get it. If so, you gotta get it done. Because it'll be this. Yeah, start and close. All right, man. I appreciate it. Okay, that's probably gonna get picked up Monday. I'll call Fairmont and see if they got somebody working tomorrow to come pick it up, and maybe they can, because I'm just gonna pay for it over the phone. I got the car. Okay. Yeah, they put them in 7 tires. Alright, cool, man. I appreciate it. And, yeah, I'll call Fairmont and I'll call you back. It'll probably be this afternoon. I'm on my way to Parkersburg. Alright, man. I appreciate it.
Russia's invasion of Ukraine will be the big topic on their agenda. President Biden and the First Lady are set to leave the White House this evening to spend the weekend at their home in Wilmington, Delaware. Aaron Travers, ABC News, Washington.
We're still more than a week away from the state legislature approving the new state budget, but the House of Delegates and the state Senate have their own budget proposals, and so does Governor Jim Justice. Berkeley County Delegate Jason Barrett says the House budget bill assumes the House bill that calls for a 10% cut in personal income tax will pass.
I have no idea the vote of the Western State Senate. There are bills that they have of ours that they may or may not act on. We have bills of theirs that we may or may not act on.
House version makes more changes to the governor's proposal than the Senate version does. You can read more at WDBMetroNews.com.
State lawmakers are discussing a natural gas pooling bill. It appears all of the stakeholders are in agreement with that bill. West Virginia Farm Bureau Director Dwayne Odell says his members are part of that support.
We believe that this bill meets nearly 90% of those policy things that have been in our policy.
You can also read more about that bill from Metro News statewide correspondent Brad McElhaney at WDBMetroNews.com.
The State Department of Health and Human Resources says there are now 2,049 active cases of COVID-19 in West Virginia, with a good chance that number will go below 2,000 today. Hospitalizations are down as well to 444. Governor Justice will provide an update at 11 this morning.
In the Capitol riot trial of Guy Refrett, the star witness for the prosecution has the same last name as the defendant. ABC's Jim Ryan says Refrett's teenage son was on the stand Thursday.
It was Jackson Refrett who tipped off the FBI about Guy Refrett's participation in the January 6th attack. At home here in the Dallas area, he also had secretly recorded his father bragging about his role at the time. Didn't make it, but I started the fire, the elder Refrett told his son. Precisely the argument that prosecutors are making as they work for the first criminal conviction related to the insurrection. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
The remaining Kennesaw County school counselor is scheduled to go on trial April 19th on various criminal charges. 43-year-old Tom Brooksy was arraigned on Thursday and found in court on several additional child pornography charges. He previously worked at Inch Elementary School.
Southern West Virginia federal prosecutor Will Thompson says if someone asks you to buy a gun for them as a favor, don't do it.
Don't do favors to people that you know are illegal.
Thompson says strong purchases of guns have fueled a Beckley to Philadelphia gun trafficking ring, and 13 arrests were announced Thursday.
Today marks the 75th anniversary of the World War department store fire in downtown Charleston. 7 Charleston firefighters killed in that blaze on March 4th, 1949. Charleston Fire Chief Sean Warner says the city has worked to provide better protection to fire and EMS crews since then.
Because of the seriousness of that fire, I think they started making changes with the building code, getting inspector cameras
Back to life from Clarksburg. Illinois Neuro Services program.
With 91 regular season games wiped out, representatives from Major League Baseball and the MLB Players Union held an informational meeting Thursday in New York City.
The meeting lasted 90 minutes, covering 4 issues, according to ESPN, with MLB Deputy Commissioner Dan Allen and Union Attorney Bruce Meyer leading the negotiations. No reports that any progress was made. The NFL Players Association came out with a statement saying, quote, "in solidarity with our brothers at the MLBPA," adding that without the players, there is no game. The NBA also praised the Players Union for its long history of sacrifice for the common good in a statement Wednesday night before having decided to have the meeting again.
The state Supreme Court says it will purchase a building in Charleston for $7.5 million that allows the new intermediate to be used by coordinating rent space in most of the Department's administrative services. Chief Justice John Hutchinson says that purchase makes sense and says the court will break in on the purchase in 8 years. Morning news time is 7:51.
Your 133 WKNZ weather forecast is calling for partly cloudy skies today with a high of 52 degrees. Tonight, cloudy skies with a low of 36. And for Saturday, cloudy skies early and partly cloudy in the afternoon with a daytime high of 74 degrees.
The continually rising cost of a college tuition can be a large burden on a student and their family, particularly here in West Virginia.
We are Industries, along with the other sponsors, are proud to announce the 2022 West Virginia Scholar Program, which will help change the life of the West Virginia family friends.
Any high school junior in West Virginia is eligible to apply. You can receive a full scholarship, including latest enrollment sportsmanship and fees at West Virginia Wesleyan College, one of our state's most prestigious institutions of higher learning.
For a junior in high school, someone who does, go to wvmetronews.com and click on the WV Scholar button to apply now. The application deadline is April 30th.
It's easy to apply. Don't miss this opportunity for a full scholarship at one of the best colleges in our state.
The 2022 West Virginia Scholar Program, presented by Beer Industries. Apply today at wvmetronews.com. Remember, the application deadline is April 30th.
Attention at your Olympians, please come fishing out right on the air this weekend at Parkersburg in Morgantown. Attending at the Saturday and Sunday full prizes for the 50 attendees, no cash. 150 viewers, playing with cameras, cartoons, motorcycles, ATVs, skating equipment, hunting conditions, guns, knives, and more. Plus food, early classes, great seminars, and great prizes, hunting and fishing trip giveaways. All tickets are just $10 in the door for 2 hours. Get 712, kids under 7, get in free. They can do details at WVOutdoorSportsShow.com. Don't miss this 10 a.m. event by Martin Morgantown, Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you want hunting fishing industry outdoors, this weekend is for you. Be a part of the 20th annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show this Saturday and Sunday at Mountain Park in Morgantown.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack. See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Listen up, West Virginia. We're stocked deeper than ever, and we're selling out cheaper than ever. Vintage Chevrolet I-75 and 67 Flatwoods. Oh my God. Pre-owned blowout sale going on now. Over 150 used vehicles in stock. All local trades, non-auction, bought lots of one-owner trades. All sold for rock-bottom prices. Right here, right now at Mid-State Chevrolet in Flatwoods. Payments starting as low as $299 a month. $299 a month. SUVs, pre-owned trucks. If you're looking for it, by golly, we got it right here in Flatwoods at Mid-State Chevrolet. GM certified pre-owned vehicles and incredible financing. Up to 84-month financing now at Mid-State Chevrolet in Flatwoods. Even if your old grandmama won't loan you a nickel. Mid-State Chevrolet in Flatwoods will during our incredibly awesome pre-owned sales event. Going on now at MidStateChevy.com. I-79 exit 67 in Flatwoods. Mid-State Chevrolet. Chevy by New Rose.
1980s. Scott Worsley, NPR News, Washington.
This is NPR News.
Support for NPR comes from NPR stations. Other contributors include Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, working to develop new cancer therapies by attacking cancer through multiple pathways. Learn more at danafarber.org/stories. And the Annie E. Casey Foundation.
4 minutes after 8 o'clock, I'm Chuck Anslevich for West Virginia Public Broadcasting News. West Virginia's one piece of legislation in West Virginia that is getting bipartisan support centers on child welfare. June Leffler has more.
Senate Minority Leader Stephen Baldwin and Delegate Lisa Zukoff addressed their support for House Bill 4344. Zukoff is a Democrat from Marshall County.
Nothing is more important in West Virginia than our children, and this bill puts them first.
This legislation would raise wages for child welfare workers in hopes of recruiting and retaining staff. The Bureau of Social Services says 1 out of 3 jobs remains unfilled. The bill also calls for more oversight. A third party would evaluate the process in which child welfare costs are screened and dealt with. The bill has passed the House and now waits for its day on the Senate floor. For West Virginia Public Broadcasting, I'm Judy Loeffler.
The West Virginia Senate has passed a bill that would ban abortions based solely on a prenatal diagnosis of a disability, including Down syndrome. The bill was approved on a 28-5 vote on Wednesday. It makes exceptions for medical emergencies or if a fetus would not survive outside of it.
Hey. Hey. Hey, Dick. Hello. Yes. I hear that dang beeping. I hear that damn beeping. Wait a minute. Oh no, I'm at the gas station. No, well, I don't think so. What did it say? Oh, well, I had to piss too. All right, well, I'll pull out of here then. All right, I'll be up here in a couple minutes. See ya. Juice this thing.